What is up, everybody? It's or Rebel Inks Art, here with Monday's new Creative Corner. Now, last night when I was trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to record for today, I had a couple of ideas. I was, brainstorming while I was at work and then coming home from work. But as soon as I was, back home, ready to go, I found out that there was this brand new art challenge circulating, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to give it a try. So for today's video, we are doing Kiana My Art's, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, I am so sorry, but Kiana My Art's MISH challenge. Now the point of this challenge is what you do is you take your favorite characters, you put them together, you see if you can find, some kind of common trait that they share, and then you create a character that's a mishmash of all of them. And this is it's meant to be sort of a call outpost for yourself for what kind of type you have when it comes to characters. And I knew instantly I was super into that. I loved creating like fusions and that kind of thing. I think it's crazy fun. So I was very excited to get into it. When sorting out, my favorite characters though, I realized it couldn't all really be sorted into just one type. It kind of fell more into two different types. So I decided to do two different characters to kind of go along with these two different types. So here we can see I'm working on, I'm saying a lot today. I'm not sure why I'm doing that. I'm working on type A here. This character I named Kaz. They are my type A, which is a... How do I summarize type A? I've got my little bullet points down in the corner. We can't really see it right now with where we are in the recording, but this is what I kind of consider to be the big heart, bigger dreams sort of character. This character who's incredibly kind-hearted, looks out for others, wants to put others first, but isn't exactly the most graceful or, I guess, good at doing what they want to do. So characters who, kind of like we see in the corner, like Nora from Ruby, like Ravio from Link Between Worlds, that kind of character who it's like, they're doing their best. They're really excited. They're, putting their best self out there, but their best self is maybe sometimes a little too overdramatic, or a little dumb, or a little too overeager to please. And so they're a little clumsy, a little ridiculous, but they're doing their best. And that's one of my favorite characters. I really love just seeing that kind of character who is putting their best self forward, even if their best self isn't, the best yet. And doing this, I kind of realized a lot of my favorite characters in the end, I have a lot of characters who I enjoy. I consume a lot of media, and I'm hard-pressed to find characters that I don't enjoy in some way, form, or shape, but the characters that end up, I calling my favorites, are the characters who represent something I want to be in the future. So characters, like this, who are outgoing and kind, even if they know they're not going to be able to do the absolute best, to still put forth the best of what they can do in that moment. That's a quality that I really admire, that I really love, and it's something that I try to do myself. And we're gonna see a similar theme in type B, in being, just something that I look at and want to be in the future. And I'm not gonna spoil what that is, but if you know me, or if you've even just picked up on kind of the trend of my videos, it's going to be pretty easy to figure out. But here I'm just throwing some sloppy colors on Kaz. I tried to pull a bit of inspiration from the characters that we see in the characters I've got to the side as for like color palettes and stuff. Gave him glasses because I believe it's like 3 people in there are wearing glasses. 2, 3, 2.5. Depends on if you count Lucio's shades as glasses. But, just kind of went in there, added little characteristics that I liked seeing in designs for this kind of character. Gave him a bit of jewelry, cleaning things up. They are non-binary, by the way, and Kaz, I think, and the other character we're going to see popping up are going to be characters I return to, because they are, they represent characteristics that I want to see myself having, and also it's just I like how their design turned out, so I want to keep messing with them. They were a ton of fun. Maybe they're date mates, I'm not sure. Doing a striped shirt, because there's a lot of stripes I see in the character designs for the favorite characters over there on the left. And we're cleaning up them colors. We're going to throw a couple textures on there. I was going to give them a blue to green gradient, but then I realized that was a little too close to a character that I already have named Artie, and so I decided to scrap that. And then I'm just going in there with some shading. So yeah, Cass is definitely one of those characters where their life's a little bit of a disaster. They're not entirely sure what they're doing with it yet, but whatever little, spare money they get, it goes to, helping out their friends, buying somebody a meal. They do what they can, even with what little they've got, to be kind to the people around them. And that's, a characteristic that I myself want to have. And here we go, Type B. Now, Type B is, one of my personal favorites. Type B is basically the lesbian, but no, Type B is the strong and loud, kind of soft butch character. She's got big muscles, she could kick your ass, she could kick my ass, she could kick God's ass, and we'd all be grateful for it. But characters like Yang Xiaolong, Zarya from Overwatch, Moana, the Furiosa from Mad Max didn't make it onto the list because I was already building up too many of these characters, because this tends to be the trope that I go for much more heavily because I am weak. But this is just a character that I always feel myself drawn to, and we don't tend to get a whole lot of characters popping up like this in media, but it's definitely a favorite trope of mine. So whenever I see a new character with big muscles and a bigger heart pop up, I am immediately on board. I remember losing my mind when they announced Zarya for Overwatch. I had no intention of buying the game before Zarya was announced, and then I saw her and I fell in love. But it's just one of those tropes where it's like, I want to be a big muscle girl. I want to have strong arms to punch bad guys and pick up girls and flex like all the time. And then just, one of those things where it's like that ability to fight and defend and protect what you care about and still being able to look, as feminine as you prefer while doing it is just such a good look. I'm so into it. So this character's name is Alma. I love her. I want her to marry me. I want to be her. She was a ton of fun to draw, as are, all characters that show up in her trope. And we see, I try to keep it as subtle as I can, but these characters tend to work their way into the majority of my work, no matter what I do. So yeah, I gave her a sleeveless top and some high-waisted pants, because one thing that I've noticed, I don't know if it's an intentional thing or not, maybe it's just a preference of mine that I haven't realized yet, but in almost all of the characters that I have selected as a representation of my favorite characters, for this type, they all have the guns out, so I figured that was something I should probably include. Gave her them nice tall combat boots. And there is a part here, and I apologize for this, where we kind of skip ahead a little bit because I forgot to unpause my recording again. That is my B. I got distracted looking up references for her arm tattoos and forgot to unpause when I started working on them. But we're just going ahead doing them details, and then we are going to go ahead, throw down some sloppy colors. We see me mess around with her skin tone a little bit because I wasn't quite sure what direction I wanted to go with her. Before finally settling on that, giving her some magenta hair, because a lot of the characters in this have some funky colored hair, and then going in and starting to clean everything up. I ended up giving her some scars and freckles because those are preferences of mine and characters that I just love seeing. I'm a huge fan of it. So yeah, I don't know what exactly is going to come of Kaz and Alma, but it was fun just kind of looking at these different representations of things I like in media and kind of realizing what it meant to me, and that I tend to be drawn towards kind of goals for what I'd like future Ree to be. And so it was just kind of neat getting to explore that and getting to draw that, and I had a lot of fun with this. I also had an excuse to draw tattoos again, which I don't get nearly enough. I gave her a rainbow shirt, because heck yes. Look, I'm a whole lot of things, but subtle isn't one of them. And here's that little skip, my B, and we're just finishing up that shading, and I'm gonna pull up the finished images of those two right here. I had a ton of fun with this challenge. I feel like I probably could have incorporated the characters' designs a little bit better into them, but I feel like I got the heart and the essence of what I liked about these characters into Kaz and Alma, and I had a lot of fun with it. And that's the main thing, you know, when we do these challenges, the main goal is to have fun and to learn. And I feel like I did a little bit of both. So if you would like to try this, I'm going to link both the creator Kiana Maya Art's Twitter page and also the page where she's compiled I don't know their gender, I shouldn't assume, where they've compiled both their original one and then the entries of other people who have done it, so you can just kind of see what other folks are doing. There's a lot of really cool art in there. Along with that, Kiana Mai's artwork is super cute. They did one, it's basically just like that good, slightly evil anime mom aesthetic, and I love it. It looks so cool. So if you want to go check that out, I highly encourage it. And if you want to try this for yourself, go for it. Link me the results. I would love to see it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you have a great day, and until I see you guys again, bye-bye! I love you!